Hey guys, Drill here on Test This Tech, and today I wanted to talk about Rocknix for M8 headless. Now, Rocknix is a really dope company. For those of you who don't know, they make various builds for their software layout, which typically is for Linux and typically for games when it comes to just different custom firmware options with various retro handheld devices. One of the neat things that Rocknix does do, and I do appreciate that they do this because they don't have to, right? There's nothing that they are obligated to do this, but I appreciate them doing it, which is including the M8C built into the Rocknix image files. Basically means that when you do, say if you have an R36S and you're able to successfully put Rocknix onto it, it will have an M8C section into, I want to say it's either the ports or the tools section. You'll see the M8C client there. That basically means that you don't have to drag the client or SSH it onto the SD card that you have Rocknix on. It's already baked into the image file, which is really great, right? One of the things, however, that tends to be an issue with these M8C images, or the M8C, built into Rocknix, is the audio quality. From my experience, and I've used multiple retro handheld devices, after you plug in your Teensy into their device, you boot up the M8C that's onto the port section and Rocknix. A lot of crackling, a lot of weird sounds that is, to me, a little distracting. A lot of the times for music, sometimes you can have a vinyl feature, right, which makes the sound have a little character, such as the SP404, SP202. Some of these older groove machines have a character to them and a sensibility to them. Some of them also have certain noise, but it's not overbearing to the overall sound and quality in which you are making music. Unfortunately, I cannot say that for the M8C built-in client for Rocknix. And again, this is not a bash on Rocknix video. Again, they're doing a lot that they don't have to do, and they're helping out the gaming community when it comes to these retro handhelds and their custom firmware. I would just hope that, if possible, they can try to fix the quality of the M8C client built into these images, so when we do use our retro handheld devices, when we don't have to put in the M8C client and we boot it up, it's a cleaner sound. Now, one thing I might try doing is figuring out what the issue is that's leading to the crackling. If it's a sample rate issue, is it a configuration issue? I have a hard time finding the configuration file onto that Rocknix image. From my understanding, when I go into it, it shows it in the DBT file, and I could be completely wrong on this. I'm not a coder or anything like that. But I have a hard time finding the configuration file compared to Newly, which it just has a separate folder. I know the designs are different. I'm just saying it's easier to find the configuration file on Newly versus Rocknix. So those are my thoughts. I'll let you know of any updates if I do end up finding some type of a fix where, we can get some cleaner audio out of these Rocknix images. But other than that, test the stack. Catch you guys next video.